To be honest, I already think the momentum has shifted to the blue side of Glasgow since Philippe Clement came in.
No danger, wide Kenny as he's gave his thoughts ahead of a top of the league clash because, well, not that Ross County are top of the league, but Rangers, if they win by 3 or more, go top of the league. So welcome back to Fog Football, and according to Kenny Miller, he already thinks that the momentum has shifted to the blue side of Glasgow. What's that? Quadruple treble. What's that? All these jobbers in the comment section here on Fog Football. Aye, what's that? Title 56 coming. I was going to say coming to Fog Football. Well, one of us wants it to come to Rangers. The other one would like it to go to Hearts. And I tell you what, Hearts have pretty much got no chance, but at least they have half a chance because the rest of the league have no chance. I mean, if Hearts were actually closer to the Old Firm, like say 5 points behind Rangers tonight, with the form that they're in and the form that Lawrence Shanklin's in, you could never say never. But for Hearts, nah, it's not happening. They're too far behind, 10 points. I mean, Hearts, Rangers win the night. They're 13 points behind both of the Old Firm. That's just not really. You're not clawing that back anytime soon. Hearts will leave to rue the start of the season. But back to the guy that matters here on Fog Football. That's myself. All right. So let's talk about Kenny Miller's comments. Has the momentum shifted to the blue side of Ibrox? I mean, I'd say so. I wouldn't say it's like completely and utterly, Rangers are a Japanese bullet train, so to speak. We're speeding past stations. I mean, we're coasting along, nice wee speed, picking up 3 points at this next station and going on next wee bit. Celtic, there's been a few bumps in the road for them. They've let this 8-point gap, dwindle to hee-haw, and after tonight, Rangers could be top, and could barricades be getting flung out? Could anything be getting flung out? We'll have to wait and see. Of course, this weekend, we do have Celtic against Kilmarnock and we have Rangers away to St Johnstone. But you would expect both of the Old Firm to come through that. Although I think at home, Celtic have struggled. I mean, I think Celtic have actually been better away from home than they have been at home this season, which is a weird thing to say. I think at home I think the horseshoe gimmick comes into way more effect. If I'm being brutally honest, I mean, I've watched them against Motherwell at home, against Hearts at home, against Ross County at home. Hell, I've watched Celtic in quite a lot of games this season at home. That's what you've got to do when this pays the bills here. But at the end of the day, they've not looked that good at home. There has been the odd game, of course, where they have pumped teams by quite a few goals. But for the most part, at home, they've struggled. I think they honestly have struggled, but they'll need Kyogo back to firing, and of course, that's what he did Sunday. Him and Maida, good to see Maida back in the team from a Celtic point of view. I'm sure it is, but in terms of Celtic, the momentum, I would say it's definitely leaning towards Rangers at the minute, the momentum. But, if Rangers drop points tonight, right, or went to Perth on Sunday and drop points, the momentum is automatically back with Celtic. That's just how it goes. That's just realistically how it goes. The momentum swings to whatever side didn't lose or drop points last. The momentum was all with Rangers going into that Old Firm at Parkhead. And then what happened? Celtic beat us, and automatically it was, Celtic look even playing bad and losing the 2 games recently. They've bounced back. The momentum's back with them. As soon as Celtic have a poor window and drop points to Aberdeen, it's all the momentum's back with Rangers. And that's the intriguing thing this year. I have no idea who's going to win the league. It's on a knife's edge for me, and that's what makes it really intriguing. Obviously, there'll be tears at the end of it for one team. Hope it's not me. But, I mean, ideally, right, if you're a Celtic fan, if you're a Rangers fan, you want your team to run away with it. You don't want it to go to the last day. But from a neutral point of view, and an entertainment aspect, you can absolutely see this title race going to the last day, or at least the last 2 match days, if we're being brutally honest. But we'll have to wait and see. And as for Kenny Miller, do I agree with his comments? I do slightly. But like I said, I think it more goes on who lost the last game or who dropped points in the last game, and that is Celtic, backed with the fact they just didn't really have an impressive January transfer window. You look at it, I say they didn't have an impressive January transfer window. I mean, they've brought in their signings. Without their signings, they'd have lost to Aberdeen and they would have lost to Hibs because, Kuhn scored the goal at Aberdeen and Adam Adea scored the 2 goals at Hibs. Regardless of the controversial fashion that those 2 goals were scored in, he still put the ball in the back of the net. I'm not going to have people saying, well, it was only penalties, because, it'd be easy for me to say it is only penalties, and a lot of Celtic fans say that about Tav, and if you're a Rangers fan saying that about Adam Adea, I mean, it doesn't automatically make him a great player, but he stood up to task and he put the 2 penalties in the back of the net. So you can't. I'm not having this penalty slander when that used to be our gimmick. Now I know it's Celtic's new gimmick, penalty to Pacific Shelf and all that, but come on, penalties need to be left alone. They're sacred in Glasgow. But until next time, troops, looking forward to the game tonight.